OpenAI just dropped a pretty significant update, and it's all about making its AI feel less like a machine and more like a partner that actually gets you. So let's dive in and break down what's new and what this really means for how you'll be using it.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You spend all this time crafting what you think is the perfect prompt, and the AI's response is just, well, it's a little off. It's that classic frustration where you feel like you're just not speaking the same language.
Well, it seems like OpenAI has been listening. This latest update is designed to tackle that exact problem. The goal here is to make an AI that you don't have to wrestle with, one that feels more like a collaborator who's already on your wavelength. So what is this big update exactly? Well, OpenAI has officially rolled out GPT-5.1. But here's the twist. It's not just one single upgrade. They've actually released two distinct, newly updated models, and each one is built for a different kind of job. So yeah, we're talking about two different flavors here, GPT 5.1 Instant and GPT 5.1 Thinking. The best way to think about them is like having two different specialists on call. Instant is your go-to expert for quick, everyday things, like whipping up a friendly email. Thinking, on the other hand, is the specialist you bring in to do the heavy lifting, like analyzing a dense report for key insights.
Let's put them side by side. Instant is going to be your workhorse for everyday tasks, and its biggest upgrade is a much more natural conversational feel. Then you have Thinking, which is built for those really complex problems. Its key improvement is a really cool new feature called adaptive processing, and we'll unpack what that means in just a second.
First up, let's talk about GPT 5.1 Instant, because this is the model that most of us are going to be using all the time. Right out of the box, it has a warmer, more conversational tone. And crucially, it's gotten a lot better at actually following your instructions, so it should stay on topic much more reliably. It also has something called adaptive reasoning, which means it can recognize when you've thrown it a curveball and will actually take an extra moment to think before it answers.
Okay, now for the powerhouse, GPT 5.1 Thinking. Its main upgrade is its ability to actually adapt its processing time, which is a fascinating idea we'll dig into more. It's also designed to be way more approachable. It uses a lot less jargon, making it perfect for breaking down really complex technical topics without making you feel like you need a dictionary.
But you know, this update goes beyond just what's under the hood. A really big piece of this is about putting you in the driver's seat. OpenAI is rolling out a whole new set of tools to let you personalize the AI's personality and behavior, so you can really shape it to fit your specific needs.
One of the most practical changes here is the overhaul of the personality presets. They've added some cool new ones like Professional for your work tasks, Candid when you just want a straight-up direct answer, and Quirky for creative brainstorming. They've also updated Friendly and Efficient, which are basically the new and improved replacements for the old Listener and Robot modes.
And this right here, this is a huge quality of life improvement. Before, if you changed a setting, it would only apply to new chats, which was kind of annoying. Well, not anymore. Now, your customizations apply instantly, everywhere, even in conversations you already have going. That is a genuine game changer for your workflow.
And looking down the road, OpenAI is already playing with even more fine-grained controls. They're testing out experimental features that'll give some users access to sliders to tune specific things, like how concise the answers are, how warm the tone is, and yeah, even how often it uses emojis.
Okay, so we've looked at all the new features, but what does this all actually mean for you, for your daily work? Well, the bottom line is pretty simple. It means less work for you and better answers from the AI.
The most immediate thing you'll notice is the impact on your workflow. I mean, the announcement itself says it best. Better instruction following means less prompt tweaking. In other words, you're going to spend way less time rewriting your prompts and getting weird responses that miss the point. That's just going to save you a ton of time and frustration.
So, let's circle back to that adaptive processing for the thinking model, because this chart shows you exactly how cool it is. For simple tasks, it actually runs about twice as fast. But, and this is the really clever part, for complex tasks, it intentionally slows down. It gives itself more time to really think through the problem, to generate a much more thoughtful, complete response. It's all about using its brainpower intelligently.
So let's just put it all together. What this means for your workflow is you'll spend less time wrestling with prompts. You'll get faster answers for the simple stuff. You'll get much more considered responses for the hard stuff. And overall, the whole experience is designed to feel a lot more natural and way less robotic.
All right, so you're probably wondering, when can I get my hands on all this? Let's break down the rollout plan.
It's happening in 3 phases. First up are the paid subscribers. You all get access starting today. Then it's going to expand to all the free and logged out users. And finally, enterprise and education customers will get a heads up before it becomes their new default model.
And here's a really key detail for all you power users. The old GPT-5 models are not disappearing overnight. Paid subscribers can still access them from a drop-down menu for the next 3 months, which gives everyone plenty of time to compare them and adapt their workflows.
When you zoom out, you can really see that this update is a huge step towards a much bigger goal for OpenAI. The endgame isn't just an AI that's good at one-off chats. It's about creating an AI that truly adapts to your individual preferences, your specific tasks, and your unique way of working.
And that really leaves us with a fascinating question to think about. As these tools evolve from just a generic text box into a truly personalized assistant that learns your style, how is that going to change the way you work, the way you create, and the way you solve problems? That's the big picture to keep in mind. Thanks for tuning in.